A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there on the planet Earth. And I feel this really nice connection. And I have been receiving this channeling. It's a very special channeling for all of you who are here. Ever since I received this channeling, I feel some kind of energy upgrade that has happened in my whole system. And this special channeling, this is so unique that normally I get to know that there is a divine masculine who's talking to the divine feminine, and the divine feminine is talking to the masculine, or there is a communication with the source from DF side, or the DM to the DF and to the source, so on and so forth. And also I want to say this thing to all of you who are regular on my channel, that most of you know and you understand that I am not here to sell the union to anyone, because I pray to Ram and Sita and Shiva and Parvati and Radha and Krishna. These gods are like my parents. They are like my family. And Ram and Sita, I have immense respect for them. Everything that I am today is because of Ram and Sita, because of the love that I have received from both of them. And they never talked about their own personal gains, personal happiness, personal relationship, and they gave up on everything for their mission. So when I'm preaching, when I'm following Ram and Sita, and they are the ones who are my true guides, then how can there be a talk of selling the union? Because union, especially romantic union, yes, if you talk about an inner union, I will definitely promote it. From their own life and their own sacrifices, Ram and Sita have told the planet, all the people who are on the ascension journey while being a householder, that you should believe in one love, always. And at the same time, you should also, once you determine that this is my DM or this is my DF, then you should just stick to them. That is it. You should not think about anyone else. But if someone else comes in the picture, then you must have that much control on yourself that you know that, okay, I'm supposed to observe this sort of chemistry or anything, but I am dedicated to my DF or my DM. Now the DMs would not know all of this because they are not supposed to learn by inner work, and inner work is only for DFs, divine feminines. When you are in a false twin relationship, at that point in time you become the runner, which means you have to work on your masculine energies. So when the false twin relationship comes to an end or to a culmination, that is the time when your patriarchy energies are healed, and then the divine masculine will come into your life, and then you have to work on your divine feminine or your matriarchy energies. So this is all very scientific. However, I would like to say that in this channeling, I got a message from the guardians and the angels and the benevolent beings who actually work on the 7 chakras. From the energy perspective, I think this channeling that I'm relaying, it's been one of the most uplifting channeling so far. I have done many channelings. So what happens in the channeling is that first, when I received the channeling, it also has an impact on me. So it will give me some energy, and the same energy I have to absorb it, then I have to give it around to other people. And I really want to give what I have received. Otherwise, what's the point? Like most people I come across, they are getting so much from the universe. They are getting money, they're getting a shelter, they're getting food, they're getting a place in the society, relationships, experience, exposure, but they never give to others. So then that gets stored in them, in their DNA, and it has a very bad impact on them, and they derive they get some disease, they get some other problem that stays on for a long time, and still they don't realize that this chronic disease has been given to me because I have not been giving out to people. Now in this channeling, the 7, as I said, the 7 chakras. The 7 chakras are present in all of us, we know that. And this channeling is so peaceful, guys. It has made me dance, it has made me sing, it has really intoxicated me. And right now, I am really feeling so high. I'm normally, I get into these zones where I get into some trance, or I don't know, I trip out without, like, I don't consume any chemical drugs any which way. And but I know what that feeling is. I feel very high, and that's because of this channeling. And this channeling has really put me into this intoxicated feeling. In Urdu we call it Khumari, Surur. In English we call it trance. This has many meanings. It can be exhilaration for some people. It could be some kind of state of pleasure. But I will tell you from my perspective, from my experience, that don't get trapped into pleasure and pain. Don't get trapped into that. This is like a feeling which is where you're slightly like sleepy, slightly lazy, but not lazy, very agile at the same time. You're just going on the day, the things are happening. I don't know if you can make out with my voice. Now, the 7 chakras, right from the lowest one is Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Vishuddha, Agya and Sahasradhar. Ajna chakra actually, not Agya chakra, Ajna chakra. Now, these are the Hindi names actually, and for Westerners, this information you can also Google, to be honest, but I just felt like sharing it here for anyone who's not very into all this information. The root chakra, the navel chakra, the root is Mooladhara, navel, it's actually sacral chakra, Swadhisthana, then solar plexus, Manipura, heart chakra is Anahata, throat is Vishuddha, and third eye is Ajna chakra, and the crown chakra is Sahasrara. Now, all these 4 chakras, they are the ones that create problems or smoothness in your twin flame journey. Because the twin flame journey is not just the romantic version that you have been sold to on the YouTube land or other places like that. Twin flame journey is basically the balancing of divine masculine and divine feminine that exists in you. Everybody has the masculine and the feminine energies, and it is impossible for a human being to be on a planet without these 2 energies. The only problem is when these energies are not in balance, or there is one part of it which is not functioning properly, and because both of them are mirrors of each other, so whatever happens to one part, that will have an impact on the other part. Now it is the dark mother or the divine mother, the Kundalini, that is the powerful mother that can create this energy surge, that it can create this energy healing. And she is the one, when she becomes Kali, after that, there is destruction, there is all this chaos, there is this havoc. Then she starts building up, and then finally her relationships change and she calms down, and then she comes to Durga, and then there are many other forms of goddess, Saraswati, there is Lakshmi. So you all have to understand one thing, that that all of your traumas need to heal. You cannot blame one person, you cannot blame your family. Of course, there are days when you can say, blame them for things, something, you fight with them or you argue with them. But you cannot hold them responsible for everything, because if you are going to hold them responsible, then you will not grow. When this chakra messages came to me, it came as if the benevolent beings who handle these affairs, like everyone has a job, everyone has an area. So the benevolent beings who help with the root chakra. Then there is a group of benevolent beings that help with the sacral chakra. Then you have the solar plexus, so on and so forth. So every chakra, there are benevolent beings that are friendly with one another. They are in support of one another. And every person has masters, guides and angels. And the more higher you go in the ascension journey, the more and more you will connect with them. And the reason this journey is so blissful, this journey as in this channeling is so blissful, it has really got me hooked on for last 3, 4, 5 days. I have been hooked on with this channeling. And it gives me so much energy, so much happiness, so much upliftment. And this is they have faced a lot together, guys. So this channeling, when it starts in the beginning, it felt to me like it's going to be a sad channeling. And I don't know why. As I started channeling this, though I say that I'm in a state of bliss and I'm very happy, I feel so uplifted, I feel so grateful, you could have felt that there is some tiredness, something. And you know what? This is not in my control. It's very spontaneous. Those of you who come to do readings with me and you have taken sessions with me, you know that some of the information that comes out, even I get shocked with it. So you get obviously more shocked with it, with the accuracy, with the information that comes out, with the times, with the dates, with the situations that only you can relate with. So this is how the channelings also are. I cannot design them in such a way that, okay, this is how I want it to be, so it should be like that. If any channeling I feel not very comfortable sharing, I have also removed them. So the first feeling is but it's a very small part of it. That is that there is some sadness in life. At first I thought it is the divine feminine and the divine masculine is talking to her. At first that was my belief when I was doing this channeling. What I saw is that there is a feminine who is sad and the masculine is trying to pacify her by saying very nice, loving things to her. That don't you worry, my love, I'm there with you. But I was very shocked because one by one, there were 7 different masculines which looked like masculines. They kept popping into the channeling with the messages. And then I realized that no, this channeling is something else. So what you see as a feminine is basically, she is now the completion of it all. So and she is in a state where only the mission matters. So this is definitely at some point in the feminine's life, in a complete feminine who has all the 7 chakras finally healed. So imagine that state of being where all your 7 chakras are unblocked, that there is smooth flow of energy, that there are no fears. If there are any fears, then you know how to handle them. You know that it is a fear and I have to face it. When your communication is free-flowing, when your truth is free-flowing, when you don't care about what's good and bad, maybe in front of the world's eye, in front of the materialistic people's perception, it could be something bad, but you don't care about it. Or from their perspective, it could be something good, but you don't care about it. Your truth remains abstract. And all such aware beings, it's very difficult for them to actually, for others to actually read them. They say that a perfect being is a person who cannot be understood by others. In the sense, they cannot put that person in the bracket of good and bad. That person no longer qualifies as a good or a bad person. That person becomes a neutral person. In some cases, those people, in terms of a context, would act like, like a messiah. Or in some cases, they will act like pure badass. So it's very difficult for other people to actually put them on a parameter or to judge them or to give some kind of a conclusion for them. Why do we talk about the feminine? Why? It's very logical, guys, because it's the feminine who is doing the inner work. The masculine will not come to the internet and look for all this information. Although when he gets into the union situation, as in when they get on the same page, he will understand what she's saying by experience. But it's very important for me to actually channel the messages for the feminines, because it's the feminines who are doing this research work. If some masculines are doing the research work, it's because the feminine has taken the role of the runner. That's why they are doing this research work. Or she actually, before running away, she actually told them that, yeah, this is a twin flame journey. But in that case also, there has to be a link with the false twin relationship. And it is not necessary that only the women come with false twins. Men also come along with a false twin. That is how they learn the ascension journey. That's how some of them learn about the twin flame journey, because at that point in time, they are the chasers, and some very advanced feminine who is obviously about to meet her actual divine masculine, she is figuring it all out. So she tells this guy she's dating, who's a chaser right now and she's the runner, that this is what the deal is. And then later on, when he takes on to the role of not being the chaser, that's when he attracts. When he attracts, then he doesn't care about this information. So for them, there will always be some kind of a connection in the past about it. They would be like, oh yeah, there was a girl, she really dumped me hard, or I loved her too much, but things never worked out. At that point in time, I found out about the twin flame thing, but things change after that. I did not know, and now it's been so many years. But yeah, I do know about the twin flame situation because I read about it, I studied about it. Those are the divine masculines who were the chasers, and that's when they found out about it. All right. So in my opinion, in my area of work, I would really want to help all the divine feminines, because I know that the divine feminines are the powerful creations of the universe, of the source, who can actually do a lot. They can do a lot in the mission. In the mission work, they can do literally everything. So if you're here for the mission work, if you're here for something on planet Earth, then please remember that. I have asked this question to people who ask me for healing, that why are you doing this twin flame journey? They say, because I want my masculine to come back to me. Then I ask them, what is your mission? When I ask them about the mission, then they tell me that this is my mission. And then I ask them that why have you forgotten about the mission? So why suddenly the mission is less important and the masculine has become more important? Do you know the masculine is running from you because you are running after him? Do you know that he came to you when you were more solid in your mission? People obviously get more attracted to those people who are more into what they are doing, and especially if it's about serving others, they become very attractive. That's why you will notice that a lot of celebrities, all these fake celebrities, they use charity, they use donation, they use this type of work, this type of humanitarian work to uplift their image. Because when you do something good for humanity, then automatically people start looking up to you. But from their perspective, they are definitely going to hell, because they are actually misusing humanitarian work for their own promotion and publicity. So that's why I will obviously never, get impressed by it. But at the same time, I would tell any of you that in this journey, you will also learn. In your ascension journey, you will reach a stage one day in due time where you will, in 1 second, in one snap of your finger, you will know who is a fake humanitarian and who is a real humanitarian. Okay? You should come to that stage. Till the time you don't come to that stage, do not speak anything negative about someone who's a real humanitarian, because then you will get curses. And once you get cursed because of that, because of speaking shit about someone good, then it will really impact you for a long time. So be very careful before you speak nonsense about anyone. It is very dangerous in the ascension journey. Yes, even I was taught this by my master, by my guru when I was a child. Because when I was a child, there were many fake gurus who were roaming in India, many of them. And as a child, because there were, people used to go to their programs and this and that, and I would never get attracted to those programs because I had this intuition since childhood, and I don't know how I developed it, but I could see that these bad, evil people who are acting as teachers and coaches and gurus, they're really evil in reality, but they're pretending so much, and some people are following them. So my guru at that time told me that you can observe it, but till the time you're not 100% sure about someone, never speak ill about a saintly person, a real saintly person. That can be and speak in the sense like publicly or humiliate them or speak ill about them. These are all related to our root chakras energy. So people, I hope to get your patience for this channeling, because this is going to be in part series and a bit longer than what I have expected. Because just imagine, there are 7 chakras and there are 7 guides in this channeling, and all seven of them have got such lovely things to offer. So much, so much they have given to me. I am finding it very hard to even describe it in words. So bear with me. In part 2, part 3, in the next parts, you will get more from this channeling. I am going to end this channeling over here, and I will connect with you in part 2 of the same channeling. Thank you so much for being here with me. I really love you all a lot, and I pray that you all get help and guidance from the divine benevolent beings. One love and peace out.